Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander. I'm here to host our show, Life, Laughter, Happiness. Today is our guest and co-host, Kelly Walters. Are you there, Kelly?
Yeah. Hi, how are you?
Now, I believe the person that just called in is Megan Kitredge. Are you there, Megan?
I am.
Great. Okay, we thought you just called in. Now, here's the thing. I met you on Instagram, and I noticed that, I have ran into a lot of people that say, oh, I read tarot cards. Oh, but I'm not psychic. I just read tarot. And I've heard, like, we had Jackie Stallone on, and Jackie Stallone says, I'm not psychic, I'm just an astrologer. I mean, you're if I'm not mistaken, you are a psychic as well as a tarot card reader. Is that correct?
I am.
Okay. Do you do tarot cards differently because you see things as well as just it's not just you're just moving around cards?
They're really good for clarification. I do get a lot of messages on my own working with people, but sometimes certain people's energies aren't as open, so the messages aren't as clear. And with the cards, it's a great tool to, again, really clarify on the message that their guides or my guides have for them.
Okay, your guides. Now, when you see the cards, I noticed there's different kinds of cards.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know which cards to pick?
Typically, I'm really guided. I will see a deck and I will be able to pick up if it resonates with me, if it's something that I want to work with. When I first got started doing tarot, which was probably about 3 years ago, I only used decks with words on it. So it would have a few sentences, so it kind of helped me tap into the messages more clear. Now that I've been doing it for a while, I just use the regular tarot deck that's just, the picture and a number.
Mm. Now, let me ask you this. When you knew that we were being interviewed today, did you pick a deck, or was there a deck that just sort of jumped out at you? Or, how did that work, if you don't mind me asking?
So I did grab a deck. I grabbed my Golden Tarot deck. It's the deck that I use most on my page. I got it for my birthday. I went on vacation a few months ago, and I picked it up. And it's the one that's been just working for me, and I've been connecting so well with it. I have a lot of decks.
Okay.
I probably have about 20, but this is the one that I connect the most with.
Well, I'll give you an example. My co-host Kelly, she's had I think it's a rough couple of days because she's trying to make some decisions involving, her job, and she's always been sort of, and I don't know if that's the main thing, Kelly. I'm just basically what I've known from you and what we talk about. It might be something else, Kelly might be something else, but I think that the job is a big deal, and she's trying to write a book, and she's trying to do a lot of things. So, maybe Kelly might have a question for you if you're okay with that. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Kelly, go on.
Okay, thank you, Johnny. Yeah, I'm starting a new job. I've already had one day on it. Tomorrow is a classroom setting, and I have to have things memorized beforehand, and life things seem to be getting in the way, and it feels like I'm pulled in 1,000 different directions, and I'm trying to prioritize, and I'm trying to, keep my health in check, and I'm trying to do everything I can to ensure that if this is supposed to work for me, and be the job that I'm supposed to be at least for a while, that, things will go well. I got really shaken on Saturday when I worked, and the motherboard on my phone fried, and I'm in the middle of literally nowhere, and I didn't have a GPS. I don't have a way to call, and it was it was extremely scary. And I was thinking, well, maybe this will just be a funny little story that I can tell, yeah, I had a rough start, but look at me now. Or maybe it's kind of an omen telling me, don't go with this job. So I don't know quite how to take it, and I'm just kind of rolling with it and trying to get prepared. And then I see after we had that polar vortex and, you know, all that, like 3 feet of snow, it's melting, and then there's a winter weather advisory, and that's for going into the commute Wednesday, and I'm like, I could be driving like hours away for this job. A lot of it's traveling. Is this a good idea? I mean, but, you know, it pays well, has great benefits, things like that, from what I can tell, but I, you know, just want to make sure I'm going to be safe.
Yes, you are safe. Now, is this your forever job? It's not, but this is definitely something that's going to be setting your foundation. So the biggest thing that I'm picking up on you right now is you get too ahead of yourself. So when you're finding yourself kind of, you know, thinking into next week, thinking into 2 weeks down the road, pull yourself back, kind of recenter your energy and balance. This is something so simple, but I always tell my clients, like, even if you don't have a lot of time to meditate, just 10 minutes in the morning and at the night really helps clear your mind. Our minds are always going, and when that happens, it's really hard to kind of ground ourselves when we're feeling, you know, is this a sign? Is this a bad sign? Is this a good sign? But when you have that time to clear your mind, things kind of come in more clear for you. So as you were talking, I pulled a few cards. So the first one was the Two of Pentacles, which is about finding your balance and keeping it. You're not going to figure out everything overnight, and that's 100% okay, but just kind of pick a few things right now that you want to work on. So your health, absolutely. You know, if you want to do mindful eating or just walk after work, cool, start there. This job, kind of get comfortable with the job and the commute and trust, like, this is where you're supposed to be in this moment, because absolutely, like, this job is going to help you learn and grow so much. Like, as a woman, it's going to be really empowering for you. And trust that, because I feel it's like your heart's telling you, like, this is a good decision, and it's like your ego's kind of getting in the way. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does. So
it's a lot of fear. It's like the worst. Yeah. You're fearing the worst.
Yeah, it's like, you know, prepare for the worst, hope for the best, land in the middle somewhere, you know, hopefully.
Yeah, and I mean, in fear, it's totally normal, but you don't want to be driving with that fear. You want to be driving from your heart center. And again, your heart is like, this is a good fit, Kelly. Like, this is definitely going to build some type of foundation for you. So make sure you're listening to that. And again, when the fear comes up, just kind of pausing for a moment and redirecting your thoughts. And again, meditation is has been very helpful for me. And again, it's something I always tell my clients, and it seems to be really helpful for them too. We also have the Queen of Swords, so that's you getting and standing in your power and just, again, leading from that heart space and trusting. And it's like you see the bigger picture, but it's so unknown that it's scary. So just, again, kind of pulling yourself out of it when it comes up. And just being open to endless possibilities, because this is definitely a good fit for you here right now in this moment. Again, it's not your forever job, but it's going to boost your confidence. It's going to boost just overall. It's going to give you, you know what I'm talking about. You need that boost in your life right now, and this job is definitely going to help you get it.
Oh, good. Thank you. I know it's going to be taking me far away from friends, family, loved ones, and that scares me. It scares me that I'll be away from my animals, you know, for a long period of time. Yeah. and I'm thinking, well, if I'm away, if I'm actually put up in a hotel, that gives me time to study online or write the book or something that maybe if I was here all the time, it would be, life would be too much of a distraction to do these things. But
yeah.
I don't know.
I think it is, and I think this is way out of your comfort is what I'm feeling. Like you're used to being home or someone traveling with you, so you traveling on your own, it's scary because you probably haven't done it often or if ever. So it's definitely going to be pushing you out of your comfort zone, but then again, that's going to be when you grow the most. And I think you really hit the nail on the head when you said it's going to be giving you that time to write your book, because you're definitely being encouraged to start it. And don't set a deadline like, oh, I have to have this done within the next 6 months. Like, just start working on it on your downtime, and it's going to build and grow faster than you think. Just don't attach a time frame to it, because that's kind of when we get in our head and we really pull ourselves back. When you're just going with the flow and you're like, hey, you know what, when I have time to do this on my lunch break or after work or on the weekends, I'm going to do it, then you're going to be setting yourself up for success. Timelines just always, I don't know why, it just always pulls us back. And then we kind of, again, we get in our mind about it.
That makes sense. Yeah, thank you.
But you are, I feel sometimes, too, you obsess a lot. Like, you'll kind of get fixated on one thing. So when you, again, feel that coming up in your mind, or you're watching your mind kind of loop or getting stuck in that fear, pulling yourself back, that is really, really going to help shift your energy, and it's going to become more of a habit. So right now it's like a habit to kind of get stuck on something and think about it in, 15 different scenarios. Eventually your mind's not going to do that anymore, and that also is going to be really helpful for you and pull you forward.
Good. Yeah, it gets really, I try not to get distracted by it, but then it's like, well, I've got a list a mile long on the day before I start, and I don't get a day off for 7 days, so, what should I prioritize? And it's like, so then I end up spending probably more time with my animals than I should have, but it's kind of meditative for me in the same way, it's healing. So,
it's your calm place.
Yeah, so I end up, accomplishing okay, I made food ahead, I got it packaged ahead, I got, these things cleaned up, and I did this and I did that. But then I look at the list going, oh, okay, there's 15 other things I didn't get done,
Yeah, and remember, too, because it's interesting, you're very kind and compassionate to everyone around you, but you're very hard on yourself. So when you're thinking about, oh, I should have done this and I shouldn't have done that, you're putting that judgment on yourself. So when you catch yourself doing that, kind of pull it back, and all of the like your heart is so big and you're so caring and compassionate for other people, but your guides really want you to turn that inward. And you know what, if you don't get everything done on the list, that's okay. It doesn't mean you have to be like, oh my gosh, I should have done that instead of hanging out with the animals. Like, your animals calm you and they help you recenter, because it's just you in that moment, and that's what you really need to be in the moment, and that's kind of where you struggle. So just remember, when you're looking at yourself or being a little harsh, to pull it back, because you are doing a great job. It's sometimes hard for you to give yourself that credit. Does that resonate?
Oh, gosh, it does. I am my worst critic, but yet I have endless patience for other people and animals and situations. But, like, for myself, I don't know if it's the old perfectionist mindset, or if it's, thinking, I can always do better. I don't know. But I know that what you said rings 100% true.
I think it's just something you've done for probably since childhood. What is your sign?
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. So it's probably something you've been doing since childhood, where you want to be ahead and you want to be good and you want to master everything and you want to be there for other people. But somewhere along the line, you you overgive. And now it's like the universe is kind of giving you all these signs like, okay, now it's time for you to give to yourself, because you give so freely and so easy to everyone else. But when it comes to you, you miss, a period at the end of the sentence, and you're like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, pull back. Like, you're doing great. Acknowledge that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah, because I've been trying to get back to the, nurturing myself kind of thing, because it always seemed kind of frivolous at first until I noticed my mom as an example, and she was, I don't know if you're familiar with the giving tree, but the tree gave and gave and gave until there was nothing left of the tree anymore. And, that's kind of like how I saw my mom. Like, she gave and gave and gave to her family and left nothing for herself. So when she ended up getting sick, that was it. She was done. She died.
Yeah.
And I don't want to follow in those footsteps.
Yeah, and you won't. And again, give yourself the patience that you give to other people. And be kind to yourself, because, again, it's a habit. So it's not going to change tomorrow. It's not going to change next week. It's going to take time. But the more you stop yourself in that moment and kind of redirect your thoughts and show compassion towards yourself, it's going to become more of a habit for you.
Okay.
And you'll see in your reality that everything kind of shifts around it. And, small things don't seem as stressful because you're living in the now. You are not getting ahead of yourself. Things will become more flowing in your life is what I feel.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, my fiance is always like, I don't know that far ahead. I'm like, why not?
You're definitely a planner, like a planner on top of a planner.
Yeah. And my mom was like the taskmaster of the whole family, and it's like, we'd go from that to my dad, now that he's by himself, has these Post-it notes everywhere, and then I try to keep track of things on my phone, and then when it went kablooey, it was like, my life just blew up in my hand. I don't have Google Calendar. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
And that is definitely a message for you. It's like, it's good to be organized, to have things on your calendar, but you don't want to be every day going through a checklist, because you still want to, again, be in the now. You still want to be open to endless possibilities. And when we have like 10 things on our to-do list and we're checking them off as we go, we're not really leaving room for new opportunities or for new anything to really come into our life. So have the list, but don't make it like a must-do. Everything has to get done. Like, leave some downtime, leave some space for different things to take place, the unexpected.
Okay, yeah. Rather than, sometimes the unexpected could be looked at as a hassle getting in the way. Sometimes it's a new door opening and we don't see it.
Absolutely.
So that makes sense. Yeah, thank you.
You are very welcome.
Now, I believe we have a caller. Are you okay with taking a caller?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm good. Thank you.
Caller, you on the air. 425 area code.
Yeah, it's Robin.
Hi, Robin.
Oh, hey, Robin.
Yeah, in 2009, I wanted it to be my year where I wanted to do a lot of different things. I just wanted to know if you end up seeing that happening.
What is it you wanted to do?
I wanted to do a lot of different things that that I didn't do last year. So I just basically wanted it to be my year where I did things like I wanted it to be a really big year for me where I did a lot of different things.
It will be a big year for you, but it's going to take a little bit more time. You're kind of closing out some big life cycles right now. The first card that we have for you is the Death card, which is not a negative card. It's just saying some things are coming to an end before a new beginning is going to start, and there's definitely a need for you to rest. Just to kind of take a break from friends, take a break from family, spend some time alone and really reconnect with yourself after the endings from the last few years have been a little bit difficult, I feel, for you. You just need a rest after a lot of interruptions is what I'm feeling. But it is going to be a good year. I would say if you really ground yourself and spend some time alone, again, reconnecting with yourself, by March you'll definitely see some changes in your reality. Okay.
Yeah, because in March 5th is actually my birthday.
Good. So that could signify, that fresh new start for you. I don't think things are going to be bad necessarily until then, but it's definitely going to be a little bit bumpy. It's definitely going to be testing you and your faith and your ability to kind of really stay in your knowing. But just keep letting things go as things come up or people say things that you don't want to hear. Let it go. Like in the past, I feel like you would kind of hold on to those things and harbor them, and now the universe is really showing you when things come up that you don't like or people say things that you don't like, let it go. It's not a defining moment for you. That's really their defining moment. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
But things are definitely coming into alignment for you. It's just going to take a little bit of patience. Again, the next 60 days, things will start coming into fruition and feeling more settled for you. Right now, things don't feel very settled. You'll have days that feel really settled and balanced, and you'll have days that feel really uncomfortable. Then that's okay. Just know that that's a part of your process leading you to where you are meant to be.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Robin, for calling in.
Bye.
The next caller is, I think we know who this next caller is. So this is, all right, caller.
Hello? Yeah.
269 area code. Yeah, I know who this is.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi, yes.
Hi.
Hi, honey, how are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing better after I got my reading.
I know, I heard. I heard. Very nice. Very good.
Yeah, she's spot on. So you're in good hands.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm in a good place right now, I think.
Good.
I'm hoping anyways. Okay, I started a new job, and I'm wondering how that will pan out, and also love. That field is just so bad the last 4 years.
Yeah. So let's start with love. There's definitely some past hurt, definitely some betrayal. Did someone cheat on you? Did someone suddenly leave you? Like, it seems like some type of traumatic ending.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all of a sudden, abrupt, just boom.
Okay. So you are working on balancing that out, but there's definitely still some healing to do. What I'm feeling there's some forgiveness. So that doesn't mean calling the person and being like, hey, I forgive you, but there's some type of something that you still need to work through. Are you open to writing? Not writing this person, but just kind of like writing in general, maybe journaling?
Yeah.
Okay, so this has helped me in the past. I suggest you kind of write it all out. Like, it hurt me when you suddenly left me. It made me feel X, Y, and Z, and then whatever you're feeling, and then ending it with, and I accept it, and I forgive you, and I choose to move on for myself. you have to do that. There's a part of that that's still kind of lingering in your heart, and that's holding you back in a sense, because what it does is it kind of creates this fear, and I always envision fear kind of as like a block and something that's kind of pushing good things away. And good things want to come in, and love wants to come in, but when you have that kind of laying within your heart, again, it kind of pushes it back. So I think even if it's just a page or two, I would write it, I would read it, and I would burn it. So if you have a fire pit, burn it in your fire pit. If you don't, take a pot in your backyard and just throw it in there and burn it. And I think seeing the smoke and everything kind of go into the universe will really be symbolic for you and help you kind of move on and really clear out that energy. Because it just, this person wasn't your person, but the fact that it went down so badly and so, left field, it creates, again, that fear. So I definitely suggest you doing that, and it's going to, we have the Queen of Wands, it's going to pull you back into your power, because I feel you're very secure. You're very, again, in your power, but that is definitely a block for you. And I think that's going to free you. Even just that simple task is going to help you really move forward. And it's going to help you open up, because I definitely feel that you've been holding yourself back in a sense in regards to love since that situation.
Okay, well, when I do that, will that open the doors?
It will. It will. I think you just need to speak it to the universe, like, hey, this happened, I felt this way, and now I accept it and I release it. And that's really going to help shift you. It's not going to shift you tomorrow, but I mean, over the next, 3 weeks, I'm feeling it's really going to help shift your reality, and you'll begin to feel more open and more receptive to letting someone come in. And as I said, that we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is someone coming in with a love offer. So it's like, I feel this love around you that wants to come in, but again, you just have to clear that little block that's been with you for some time now.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Exactly. About the job, I love my job, and I'm thinking about going back to school next month, or in the spring, to pursue nursing.
I absolutely think you should. You would be really good at that. You need a job that's fulfilling, and that is going to be a fulfilling job for you. You need to make the money, but feel like you're doing good in this world, and that will bring that for you. So doing something maybe in the NICU, or working with the cancer patients, or in the ER. It's going to be something nursing, not just nursing in a doctor's office. It will be something where you're really working with people who need you and need that nurturing, because you're very nurturing. So I think that, and that will also make you feel empowered, and you need that. You need that fulfillment to feel like you're really, you're getting paid, and that's great, but you're going to feel so fulfilled from doing it when you leave, every day.
Okay. Yep, I get that. Anything else you see?
Make sure you're keeping your thoughts positive. You are definitely manifesting your reality. So just keeping your thoughts really positive and clear. Again, we have the Two of Cups, which is a love card. So there is this love, this connection that really wants to come into your life, but you've got to clear that block. And not have, there's some type of fear of being left out in the cold, which again makes perfect sense. Someone suddenly left you. When you clear that, you're really going to, this love will come in, pretty fast after that. It's not going to happen again overnight, but it's definitely wanting to come in, because you are such a giver, and you are such a lover, and you're ready to really take care of somebody. But before you're going to have that space for them to take care of you, you have to clear out that old stuff that's kind of been lingering around for some time. And I don't remember if I said it, but make sure in the letter you put, I forgive you. You know, whatever the person's name is. Michael, I forgive you. I forgive you. I accept the situation, and I choose to move on at this time. That's important, too.
Yeah, his name started with an M.
Oh, and just but make sure you put that in the letter. That's really going to help you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome.
Did she answer your question, Sandy?
I didn't hear what you said.
Did she answer your question?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yes.
You know, I have a question. This goes for me, and this is really for me and for Kelly. You know, I have had psychics tell me that within a year, my show that I have on here that you're on is going to be known worldwide. And I also want to make sure that, because, you know, when you have someone on with you, it's great because they get to be sort of like a team, you know. And I love Kelly, and I don't want to do anything that would hurt Kelly being a part of it, and I don't want to. And I'm worried that, you know, like, is Kelly's job going to hinder her ability to do the show, or is it going to help it, or, you know, is it just going to be? I mean, what effect is it going to have? This question is for me and her, by the way.
For Kelly, I encourage her to continue the show. It's definitely an outlet for her. However that resonates with you, Kelly, it's something that's really important to her. It doesn't hold her back, in a sense. It gives her some type of fulfillment that she needs. You know, is she going to be with you forever? Probably not, but definitely for some time, because you guys just work well together. It's just a good energy between the two of you. A good balance is what I feel. So as far as the show kind of picking up, I do see that. Do I want to say maybe a year? I think it's going to take a little bit more promoting is what's coming, the first thing that's coming to my mind. So, and I haven't honestly had a chance to really look at your page, but promoting when you have people on, having Kelly create a page, I apologize if she already has one, but to kind of promote it, like both of you really promoting it and pushing it, like when we're done, I will post that I was on, you know, encouraging the people that you have on the show to promote it, to really build off of. If you just have an Instagram, getting a Facebook, getting a Twitter, just doing different things to really push it. The card that I have for you is the King of Wands, which is about taking action. And it's like you're taking action and you like doing this, but you need to push it a little bit harder. You need to promote it a little bit more. And that's what's really going to get people excited about doing it. And it's like I feel like you do it, but you could be doing it more. And that, when you really put in just a little bit more action, that's going to take it to the next level.
Oh,
I
wow.
think what's slowing me down, I get worried sometimes because, like we usually do shows at 8 p.m. at night is when we do them, and we've been doing them. But it's been a problem with the new job. Like, you know, we have some shows coming up where it's 8 p.m. Eastern, and I'm worried that, oh God, as soon as I do it, you know, she's going to be furious at me because I'm booking a show and she can't do it. And I'm not. I don't want to do anything that makes Kelly feel like I'm throwing her under the bus or putting her in the back seat or saying that she's not important. She's very important. She's, you know, I mean, I couldn't do the show without her. I really can't. I mean, she's been a blessing to me. I thank God for her. So.
And Kelly, I don't want to speak for you, but I just want to confirm that she would never feel that way. There might be some times that she can't do it, and that's okay, but she's never going to feel that you are stepping on her toes or trying to work your way out, because she truly cares about you and she truly cares about the show. And I don't see it being, again, just maybe 3 times this year that she won't be able to, you know, partake in the show. But she's not going to feel any type of way about it.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
now, do
kind
you have
of,
anything to add to
yeah, it's all the traveling. Hard to, you know, negotiate a time. when I don't know where I'm going to be driving from, how long it's going to take. And, if we have one tomorrow at 8 o'clock and I get out, let's say I get out that day at 7, that doesn't give me much time before I have to be on air. And, that's kind of frustrating to me. But I would never take it out on Johnny, or I would never blame him for anything, or I'd never be mad at him for anything because, I love him too, and he's like one of my very best friends. And, this is fulfilling one of my life purposes. It really does feel that way.
It is.
That, it's developing something deep within me, and every time we have a different guest, I'm learning something new in the world and about myself and, interacting with others. So, it's like deeply spiritual and deeply embedded in my personal growth and to help people connect and to help them grow. And, it's like this big, hopefully a big network of just people working together to help, humankind and our planet, ultimately.
Yeah. And Kelly, let me ask you, how often do you have your schedule on traveling? Like, is it like, hey, you have to go tomorrow, or hey, you have to travel next week?
I'm finding that it's this is a weird week because it's my beginning week, and so normally I would have Monday and Tuesday off, but I don't have tomorrow off because it's a classroom day. But when I do work, it'll be Wednesday through Sunday, about 9:15 a.m. till 7 p.m., but that's not including the travel time to get there. And if it's far enough away, then they'll put me up in a hotel for 2 weeks. So, yeah, that's kind of major when you think I won't see my family for 2 weeks, but it's also an opportunity to write.
Yeah, and definitely make sure you're taking that opportunity to do it. And again, some days you're going to be tired and you're not going to be able to do it, and that's totally okay. Just don't be hard on yourself, because you want to make sure that you're resting, because if you're not resting, then you're not going to be, you're at your highest potential the next day at work. But this kind of came to me, and you guys can let me know your thoughts on it. But what about, again, just those handful of times this year that Kelly can't be on the show? What if you kind of have like a guest co-host, or maybe someone in the past that you've had on the show kind of, be your Kelly in a sense, just to kind of make it, a change. And again, it's not replacing her, but just like, hey, Kelly can't be on next Tuesday. Who wants to help co-host? Because then again, it's something different for someone else to come in and kind of challenge them in a sense. So that might be something you guys want to look at too.
We've thought about it. I think what needs to be done is that the person needs to have the same love or the same message, so to speak, if that makes any sense. Kelly knows what I'm talking about. It's like there's people that sometimes will want to come on the show, and then they'll want to change the show. They'll just want to change the show to be them, or they'll want to. You see, the name of my show is Life After Happiness, and and it's because we did that. We didn't want to name the show after myself because I thought I didn't get away with it. And I also wanted, I even though, people say, well, geez, people have said this to me, your picture's on the account, where's Kelly? Well, the thing is that I'm paying for the account, but I try to make everything 50-50 as much as I can. I don't think the show would even be a show. I think without Kelly, I think the show would be a joke, to be honest with you. I mean, it would be nothing more than, so see, now that she's here, it's regular, it exists, it's,
Listen.
What?
She brings a balance to the show. She brings a balance to you, and I think people pick up on that.
And she brings a balance, and she tends to sort of, it wouldn't work without her. It just, so, but I think we have another caller. Are you okay with a caller?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. All right, area code 707, you were on the air.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hi. Hello?
So, who am I speaking with?
This is Valerie.
$9.99.
What?
$35.95.
This is Valerie.
Hi,
Oh,
Valerie.
Valerie.
Yes, hi.
Hi, what is your question?
I don't know what's in the back, but I applied for a position.
Listen. They'll answer your call.
Weird.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Yeah, okay. I applied for a position, and I want to see if I will get it.
The first card that came out was the Ace of Pentacles, so I would say yes. And it seems like it's going to be a step up from where you were in the past financially.
Okay, and do you see when that's coming? Is that within the next 2 weeks or so?
I would say 2 to 3 weeks. It seems to be kind of a long process. I don't know if they're still interviewing people or if they have to do a background check, but it just seems like a little bit of a longer process, but it is going to come through.
Okay, so I should be receiving a phone call or
a phone call or an email, but again, give it a week or two before they reach out. It seems like they're kind of trying to wrap up other interviews, or they have some type of protocol where they have to, interview, X amount of people before they really make the offer, but they are going to make contact with you and either ask for a second interview or offer you the position to go down and get the background check or, credit check, whatever it is in the...
Okay, because I haven't had an interview yet. I haven't had any response so far.
Then they will be contacting you to set up an interview.
Okay, and so I guess I'll do well, and I'll do well in that job.
You will do well in the job. Is it something that you haven't done before? It seems like something different.
I've done it before.
You've done it before? Okay, so then maybe it's not this job, because I feel like what's coming in for you is something different, something that you haven't fully done before.
Yeah, there's some aspect of the position that I haven't done before.
Is it a huge change, though? Because it feels like a huge change that's coming in for you.
No, this is the only position I'm really interested in. I'm not looking to branch out to something new. I have a background in what I applied for, so.
I would encourage you to be a little bit more open. I mean, it doesn't mean it's going to be completely different, but this seems like it's something a little bit out of your comfort zone and something you're familiar with, but not too familiar with, and it's going to bring in a lot of abundance for you.
Oh, okay. That sounds really good.
Yeah, so I would, it might not be this position. It could be something a little bit different. So whatever website you're looking at, I would encourage you to kind of go back on there. And you have the qualifications, but again, it just feels like a big change for you, but it feels like it's going to bring in big financial abundance for you.
It would be a big change because right now I am not working at the moment. So it would be a big change. Yeah. And it's a part-time position. It's not full-time.
Okay. I would encourage you again to keep looking online, keep applying. You're going to get something within the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay. And thank you so very much.
Question?
I appreciate it.
You were very welcome.
Another question?
Ask about your house.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Let's see, what other
They'll let
question?
you know. They'll tell you your number.
I hear somebody talking in the background.
Yeah. I didn't
Andy,
feel
is
that.
that you?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I keep hearing
Well, I have
all
a
this in the
caller.
background.
I have a caller.
Okay, so
What?
I thought somebody said I could ask another question. I didn't hear.
I don't know. Do you have another question?
Yeah, I do. I wanted to know if on this new position, let's see. No, let me rephrase it. Do you see a relationship coming in?
Yes, but not right away. I feel like you need to be a little bit more settled. You're going to get a job. You're going to settle into the job, and then something will come in, maybe this summer.
Okay, great. Thank you so very much. And Jonathan, if you can
Yes.
maybe switch your add your program to spirituality, because there's a lot of people that go under that tag as well on Blog Talk Radio. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Okay. The next caller is also from a 269 area code. Let me put this person on. Caller, 269, you're on the air.
Yes, hi, my name is Gabriel. And I'm wondering if you guys could let me know about how my health is going on or doing so far and how it's going to be in the future.
I'm sorry, your health?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you give me just a brief on what's going on?
Yeah, I'm going through some leg problems right now with clots and, some blockage. So at first I thought they were going to do steps, but now they're saying it's getting more serious to the point where I've got to have bypass. So I'm just, wonder if you can fill anything in there.
It will be okay, but you definitely have to be more mindful and you definitely need a lot of rest. You're kind of pushing yourself a little bit too hard, and you know that. You need to rest. You need to listen to your body. If you could make some light eating changes, that would probably be really good for you too. Again, there's such a strong message of needing rest. So I don't know if you're working too hard. You're doing something too much for your body, and your body just really needs a break. And I think if you do that and you allow yourself to break, because you tend to really push yourself, and have the surgery and everything, you will be okay. But again, it's a choice that you have to make. And I feel like you've been having the message for some time to kind of slow down, and you've kind of ignored it. So just make sure you're slowing yourself down and listening to your body, because your body's giving you those messages, and you are not listening.
Yeah, I got everything on point. So, okay, sounds good. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome.
All right.
Thank you. Now, I let me ask you this. I've heard that, are you there, ma'am?
I am.
Yeah. I have heard that the death card is often thought to be a bad card, but it's not. Is the devil card thought to be a bad card?
The devil card is typically more of obsession. It usually comes up when someone is obsessing about a relationship, if somebody has just really a lot of OCD thoughts, a lot of repetitive thoughts, or if they're ending some type of drug addiction, alcohol addiction. It's usually tied into addiction. It's usually you are tied to something, and it doesn't have to be an addiction drug. It could just be addicted to negative thoughts, addicted to making poor decisions. It's just something that you need to break free of.
Really? Yeah, you can take more than $1,000.
I mean, does it? I don't know whose background noise that is, but
It's not mine.
Oh, yeah, it's not mine.
okay, I apologize, ma'am. I didn't know. I mean, I think that person's gone. I mean, have you ever gotten sick from doing your reading?
I have had people that their energy has definitely overwhelmed me. Now that I've been doing it for some time, I will kind of scan the energy before I do book a reading with them, because sometimes it will take some time for me to really clear that energy. It hasn't happened to me probably in about a year, but I have definitely turned away a few readings in the last, few months, just because that person didn't really feel aligned, and they were still really struggling and kind of needed to work through some of their own stuff before I felt I could come in and provide assistance.
Oh, okay. That makes sense to me. When you're doing this, do you see things, or do you feel them? Do you hear it? Is it kind of like a multisensory type thing? How does it work?
It's kind of all of the above. I will pick up on if someone needs more water. I will pick up on their sleeping habits. I'll pick up on physical symptoms, like if they're going to get sick or if there's some type of block in their one of their chakras or in their body that they need to clear. And now I say this lightly, so I am a medium. It's not a service that I offer, but if someone comes through when I'm doing a reading, I will provide that information. So sometimes parents, grandparents, loved ones will come through in my readings, so I'll definitely, give that information. It's not something that I'll willingly tap into, but it's something that I'm open to if, again, someone comes through for a person.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. It's like, if they come, then I'll say something, but otherwise I'm not wanting to reach out there and be the human antenna to, hey, anybody want to come talk to this person,
Yeah, that's where I am with it, too.
Yeah, it can really invite some different kinds of energies that I don't really want to necessarily be entangled in.
Exactly. If it comes through, I'm like, okay, but it's not something that I'm asking to tune into.
Yeah, I can definitely identify. Do you see me, like you said that, I'm not trying to put it on me again, but I know that you said that this wasn't necessarily going to be my forever job, but I was going to learn a lot from it and gain. Do you see me doing something in like a healing capacity as like a forever job? Because that would be my dream, to be able to do like healing, do, like readings and things like that, but, maybe gear it toward animals also. But I don't know like how to make money at that kind of thing. So it's not like, somebody's not going to pay, somebody's not going to give me insurance, mileage, and, necessarily pay me to come out to their place or their farm or whatever. And so, I'm thinking I probably have to do something as a job besides that, or, get my zoology degree and have that, because it's crazy with the rescues that I do with the exotic animals because, the abused, the neglected and whatnot. But there are so many different restrictions depending on different places I've looked to move, like city ordinances or township ordinances. And like where my fiance lives, you have to be an accredited zoo to have those. You even have one bearded dragon. It's like, that's kind of a big thing. You can't just, do in your spare time, become an accredited zoo.
I think eventually you could. So I will be honest with you, I obviously do readings, and I do all of that on the side. Like I have a corporate job in the day that I go to at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll do readings like on my breaks or after work or on, typically I don't on weekends, but just when I have that free time. So I would suggest for you, people will pay you for your services. I think once you get established, so even if that's just starting your own Instagram page about it, because you have a very calming effect to animals. Animals respond to you in a different way than they would for me or for other people. But I think you've kind of put a restriction on it in yourself where you're like, oh, no one's going to pay me for this, or this isn't going to pan out. There's no health insurance. I think this job is, again, going to really build up your self-confidence, and then maybe if you kind of branch out into it, it will flourish. It's just going to take some time. You're not going to not have, a day job next year, but once things get settled, if you kind of start and, set the intentions to the universe, like, hey, this is something I'm interested in, it will come. I mean, I didn't start booking, readings overnight. It took time. I had to kind of build that credibility, and you will be able to do that. I don't do this a lot, but I have had clients that I work for that have asked me to read, like, for their animals. It's not something, again, that I promote, but just clients have been like, hey, can you tell me about my dog's anxiety? So even if you start with people and kind of branch out into their animals, again, it sets up that credibility for you. But that's something I definitely see you doing because, again, a lot of people really can't calm animals, and you just have a very natural way on doing it. You are a healer, but I definitely see you doing it more with animals than people. Both, but definitely stronger in the animal aspect.
Wow, thank you. So, like, doing that for people, let's say on the show and we have a chakra day or whatever, might lead to doors opening for, well, hey, I got this cat that does this crazy thing, or this horse that, you know, that kind of thing.
It does. There's a level of you needing to build your confidence on it, though. Believe in yourself.
I have a question. You had said about the forever job. Are you talking about the show, or were you talking about the job you're having for the company, Kelly?
Her company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the job that she just started.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was also thinking, you know, when I was talking to my dad earlier today, let's say they have me out in Detroit and they put me up in a hotel for 2 weeks. That gives me 2 days off, and it gives me, you know, time afterward where if I know people in the area, that I might be able to do, you know, chakra cleansings or whatever from there. And then if I get well known, you know, I could stop out there 4 times a year, whatever it is, you know, that I ask to some place, and then, you know, maybe do that for their animals or whatever. But, you know, it has to be that people know who I am first and know that it, you know, what I do and that it, you know, otherwise, you know, I could be out there and nobody knew I was out there to do that. On my time.
And I think, too, another great thing that happens when we travel, we're out of our comfort. We're out of our normal, which kind of helps us expand in a sense. It kind of helps you open up to different energies because now, I don't know where you live, but say you live, you know, in a small town and now you're in California. California is probably going to be, you're in San Diego. It's going to kind of expand you a little bit. So I think the traveling overall, this position is just going to be so much growing, so much learning, and again, that self-confidence, because it's like you go a little bit back and forth on believing in yourself, and this is really going to help you shift and stay in that energy of trusting and believing in yourself, which is going to be very powerful for you.
Good. Thank you. I know that I need that kick in the butt because, you know, when I was younger, I went to Spain. I visited my aunt and uncle for a month. I flew there and back, and it was like exhilarating. You know, when you're young, you feel like you're, you know, you don't worry about, well, is the plane going to crash? Am I going to die? You know. And as you get older, you tend to think, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't go out on this ice. Maybe I shouldn't do this. And I could break a hip.
You start getting in your way.
Yeah, I could die, you know. I did the ropes course, and oh my God, the ropes course was like a big panic thing in the middle of it, and I was like, well, I got to go back from where I came or go forward because I can't stay here. And it was, you know, it was just one of those things where I was shaking like a leaf, and then there's these little kids zipping past me. Wow. Okay.
But you overcame it. You overcame it.
Yeah, but man, I had gripped that thing with a death grip, and I could feel it for weeks.
That happens. That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the scariest things I've done. And looking back, I've done scarier things, but, you know, it just kind of, I don't know what it is right now. But, yeah, definitely, I've been out of my comfort zone a lot. And, you know, sometimes when you're out of it a lot, you feel like you need to run back in there and hide a little bit, I think.
Well, you know, I was wanting to say something. about getting out of the comfort zone. It's like when I first had Kelly on as on the show. You know, I decided, okay, well, I was going to have her on for the. Well, I was going to introduce her as my co-host because she had helped done some soccer days. And then, you know, what I didn't know is I love the way she said it. She goes, well, today when you had you on the show, you introduced me as your co-host, and I did a little happy dance, and I was wanting to know if you needed back tomorrow. And I'm like, you know, and I was like, well, I just wanted to, that was the cutest thing, like, you did a little happy dance? I mean.
I did.
I have
a
question.
What?
I
have a question for her.
Yeah.
Which her, Sandy?
You said
for
you
Megan?
can read. Do you get anything from my dad? I was like super, super close to my dad. And after I heard that you can somehow get messages once in a while.
He's trying to help you make choices. He comes through. He's very strong. He's very grounded. He's definitely with you, definitely coming in through your dream state. You can definitely feel him around you sometimes. And he comes in when you really need help making choices. I mean, now you probably aren't thinking like, hey, this is my dad, but usually something goes off inside of you when you're like, okay, is it A or B? Is it A or B? And like your dad's like A, and you're like, okay, it's A, and you don't really know where it's coming from. That's definitely your dad. He's definitely with you. He's definitely guiding you to find this love too. He definitely is like, he's funny. He's like, she needs love. She needs someone. She needs a companion. She needs someone with her. Is what he's saying, which is really funny. He's like, you know, he's kind of watched you struggle, you know, throughout the years, and he just wants you to really have that person in your life to support and to be the backbone like he was.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah,
he was definitely your backbone. He's saying you had to struggle for a little bit. You really had to find your own inner knowing. You had to really be on your own and be sad and feel like crap and go through that process. But he's saying, like, now you've done that and you've learned and you've grown, and once you clear that stuff, that he is going to help guide that love into you so you can have that again and feel that again. He's saying you deserve that and trust that.
Okay. And I feel him. I feel him with me. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I always see, every day I see on the clock, I don't care where I'm at, what I'm doing, I see 11:11. What does that mean?
Typically for me, that's a message of love. Like, this love is here. It wants to come in. It's kind of confirmation. It's something you've been praying for or asking for or really putting out to the universe, like, hey, I'm ready. So that's kind of like, hey, it's coming. It's on its way. But here's what you need to do to welcome it in. It's the confirmation that you need.
So would that be in the aspect of writing that letter?
You really need to write that letter. If you could do it tonight, I don't know what time zone you're on, especially because it's a new moon, I would start writing it. And again, just how it made you feel, what happened, the person's name, I accept it, I let it go, and I choose to move on from it. Is really going to help shift that out of you, because it's definitely lingering again in your heart, just at the bottom, because it's like you've overcome it, you've accepted it, you've looked at the relationship, you're thankful. You're like, gosh, I didn't want to end up with this person. That's not the person for me. I want to be with someone that's more aligned with me. But again, since it all happened overnight, it creates that fear. And once you kind of just acknowledge, like, it hurt me, it was a bad situation, I accept it, I let it go, and I forgive you, insert M name, it's going to help shift you. Again, it's not going to shift you tomorrow, but over the next few weeks, you're definitely going to see that shift in your reality and in your physical body, because you're not going to be carrying that with you anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I had a 3-year relationship that it just ended. With no rhyme, no reason, no.
Yeah,
no
he
nothing.
was just
It
like,
was just,
Monday things are fine, Tuesday he was like, I'm leaving.
yeah, and haven't heard from him at all in months.
He was also very selfish, which you know that. I think sometimes as humans we just get really stuck on, what did I do? And it's like, you didn't do anything. He was selfish, and he made a choice that he thought in that moment was best for himself. He hasn't really evolved or kind of awoken to growth is what I'm feeling, which is why you had to be separated from that relationship and, again, just really be on your own and to find yourself and your voice and this new, all this new that wants to come into your life. It was just something that you had to go through. And it's like, now you've done it, and now you just need to go, okay, I accept it, I let it go, and I forgive you. Again, that forgiveness is just repeating in my mind, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you. And just letting, I accept it. I let it go. I free myself from this, from this person. And again, make sure you're, stating his name.
I guess as far as the job goes, what do you see for that? I love my job. Absolutely love it.
So you just want to see if you're going to keep liking it, or what exactly is your question on it?
I'm in the medical field in a hospital setting, and like I said, I want to go back to school now. And I know you said,
need to go back to
go
school.
ahead and do it.
Okay. I feel like you're fulfilled in a sense right now, but it's going to dwindle down. You need to expand on it. You need to be doing more. You need to be more hands-on. And so I definitely think you need to make the choice, the firm choice, to go back to school, because you can do more. You're capable of doing more, and your soul is really asking you to do more and to give more. And then the Ace of Pentacles came out, which is about a financial gain too. So not only is it going to be fulfilling, but it's going to bring more financial stability into your life. So definitely go back to school, because right now it's like, well, I want to go back. Should I go back? Is it time to go back?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, this is your message. It's time to go back. There's nothing to think about. Even if you just go part-time and it takes you, several years, it's important for you to go back, because this fulfillment that you're feeling right now in your job is, again, going to start dwindling down, because you you can do more. You're ready to do more. Your soul's like, okay, I want to do more. I want to do more. I want to be more involved. But there's the limitations, because, again, in that field, you need that degree to go, she can do this. They're not just going to be like, oh, you're great, do it. You need to have that, that degree to back it up. So definitely, get enrolled in it. Go have a meeting at the school and get that all set up. And that's going to make you feel better, because right now you feel a little uneasy, because you're like, what should I do? Should I go here? Should I go there? And it's like, go. Start making a plan. Apply for that, scholarship, whatever it is. It's time to make the moves on that.
I have one question, and this is regarding Kelly, because I feel I have intuition. I can kind of read people, and I see a baby in her life.
You see her having a baby, like right now, or a baby coming in the future?
I see it between February and April.
When are you getting married, Kelly?
What?
When are you getting married?
10/10/2020.
Oh, 2020. Right away, I thought it would happen after you got married, but it might happen before.
Okay. Would that be the
I think it's definitely going to be before. I don't think it will be within the next few months, but there's definitely a baby energy that wants to come in. I don't see it being after the wedding, but I see it possibly happening prior.
Oh, would that be the
and you're going to be such a great mom.
Oh,
yeah,
thank you. I'm excited. I had a miscarriage last year, so hopefully it's the same little soul that wants to come visit again.
It will. Have you set everything up for the wedding? Is there any chance of it happening earlier?
He's pretty intent on the date, and he's starting to look into, like, there's a timeshare in Hawaii, and, so we're starting to pick, like, where we want to go there. Like, do we want it to be in Honolulu where everything's, like, right there, but it's busy, or do we want to be out?
We're going to meet each other at the end of March. But I'm just jumping in. It's okay. Go on with what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, spring break, we're going to, like, go to Florida with his daughter, and we're going to visit Johnny. We're going to actually see him, like, in person for the first time, so we're excited. And then Jared and I are going to be, taking a vacation during the summer, the two of us. And I put in for those at work. But if I have, somebody said they saw it like around November, maybe getting pregnant. Around September, November, something around in there. And, I'm, perfectly fine with however it shakes out as long as I'm healthy and the baby's healthy. But, and Jared's fine with it. He'd be ecstatic if we were both healthy and, it came to fruition. So, I don't know. I guess that could be a really good reason for at some point this not being the job for the rest of my life, because I can't imagine lifting 30-pound boxes and, traveling away from the family if I'm pregnant or have the baby. If I was pregnant, I'd have the baby, but I can't, like, do the job with baby in tow, and I'm not going to, like, have somebody else take care of my baby for me.
Yeah, I think things are going to be more clear for you once you get settled at the job. I definitely think baby and possibly even the wedding might get moved up. Than what you're expecting right now. As I turned my deck around, it was the Four of Wands, which is the marriage card. So I definitely think it might happen before 2020, and that could be just something might shift inside of Jared where he's like, I want to do this right now, or you guys might go to a location that has an earlier date and doesn't have the date in mind. It's going to be something. I'm honestly very curious I'd like you to email me and keep me kind of in the loop on what you do, but it definitely feels like something's going to happen earlier. But I think, again, things will be more clear once you're settled at this job, because there's definitely some type of empowerment that's happening with you in regards to this job that's going to set that foundation, and again, that boost in your confidence.
Oh, well, thank you. I think that is making sense, because in a way he's he's encouraging me the whole way, and yet, he sees me overcoming my fears, which is great. Mm-hmm. And, the thing is, though, I think he's waiting to see if I keep pursuing it, if I have the wherewithal to stick to something, or, if this didn't work out, choose something else that I can do and do it, do something.
Yeah, and he's very supportive of you. It's like whatever you want to do, he's in full support of that. He just wants to make sure you're happy within it. Because it's like sometimes you try it, you're like, yeah, I really like this, and you try it, and you're like, I don't, which is fine. He just wants you to find something that makes you happy and keeps you in that space.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, and, this could be perfect for a while, Mm-hmm. It's a psychic we had on, I want to say like a month or two ago, said I was going to be at a point here pretty soon with the new year having to make a decision, and it would be a difficult one. It would be feeling like I'm giving up stuff that's important to me, but that it would lead to something better in the overall picture later. And I was thinking, oh, God, I'm going to have to give up my animals. I don't want to do that. And then, you know, I'm thinking it's probably partly my time with the animals with this job, with the traveling, but it's also, oh, God, I'm going to have to give up a lot of the time that I want to have with them right now to get established with this. And so it's like sacrificing two huge things in my comfort zone to do this. But, you know, if this leads to better down the road, and I know that, then that helps me go to, you know, this and pursue this and do the best I can. But if I'm afraid, you know, that it might be for nothing, you know, or ruin the relationship or something.
Yeah, and it won't. Again, that's you leading with the fear. So it's about stepping out of that and just really trusting your heart. The universe is not going to give you an opportunity that's really going to hinder on where you're going. It's going to give you an opportunity that's going to challenge you, that's going to help you grow. The more that you listen to that and trust that, like, hey, this is an opportunity versus, hey, this is something that's going to cause a worst case scenario, that's going to help you grow and evolve. Because, again, I think the planner in you likes to go, well, what's the worst that can happen? And it's like, well, there's nothing. Everything that happens in life is in alignment with, you know, something that you need to let go, something that needs to, you know, be overcome. Nothing's going to come into your life that's going to bring you down because you are very positive, you're very happy, you're very, you know, willing, but it's about stepping out of that comfort zone that's going to really, you know, bring you into enlightenment and open you up further and deeper.
Thank you. And I think one of the things, too, is learning to trust my own judgment because, you know, I ended up in a very toxic marriage and with a guy that was very abusive, and this was like 15 years ago. I was only married for like 2.5 years, but it was like the 2.5 years from hell. I haven't seen the movie Sleeping with the Enemy, but I've been told that, you know, basically it was like that movie where, you know, I was afraid to turn around because, you know, the guy was hypercritical. And then he would, you know, just about the weirdest things. Like I would get punished for, you know, squeezing the toothpaste wrong or putting the toilet paper on wrong. And I mean, and then it was like it didn't happen until I got married. And then because he said, you know, we're married now, I own you. And I'm like, yeah, right, you know. Right, yeah, that's cute. But then, you know, it got physical, like he just lost it. And I ended up, you know, taking, you know, 10 years to recover from it. And, you know, because I was in the hospital. But I did prosecute him, and he went to jail and all this stuff. So, you know, I want to make sure that if somebody was to be in his life down the road, they would get a heads up where I didn't have a clue, you know.
Yeah.
And to also let him know he can't get away with doing, like, that kind of thing to people.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's pretty much, you know, partly what I'm writing my book about and the healing journey. And then I have somebody that is a huge resource for things I didn't know about that are available to people that are trying to escape from those types of situations. I mean, things that weren't available to me back then because now we have cell phones and internet and all that. So, you know, that's going to be like a gut-wrenching but healing journey for me to get that out and then to be able to help other people realize they don't have to be stuck there. I mean, it's really scary and really crappy at times to be by yourself, but it's also empowering. But because I've not always been in a relationship. But, you know, and I've had some interesting ones along the way, but it's just one of those growth things, and it was one of the most horrible times in my life to go through that. But I think, you know, that thinking he was a great guy, let's get married, it made me kind of question my judgment. You know, I'm coming back, you know, full circle going, okay, well, you know, I'm smarter about reading people. I'm smarter about communication. But, you know, if I'm afraid, is this like a legit thing that I'm afraid of, or is this just my PTSD kicking in because I had something trigger, you know, because I'm out of my comfort zone. So it's kind of like this, you know, wanting to take these steps out to be free of this, but it's like, okay, I can do baby steps, or I can do a big leap, maybe, you know, but it's scary, you know, to think, you know, when you read in the news these women that are trapped in somebody's basement because their car broke down in front of nowhere, you know. So
yeah.
It's like, I need to go take a self-defense class right now.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Kelly, I think we're about we ran a little over, but I wanted to make sure, Kelly, did you get everything that you needed to have answered?
Yeah, I guess I just want to ask, with this type of job that I'm doing right now, that self-confidence is also going to come with the decision-making, I'm hoping?
I think so, but I think it's more down the road. Again, I really think that this is a step that's going to be empowering you and setting your foundation and giving you that time to write that book. And that could be you writing and you healing and purging with you writing and you reliving those moments. I'll share with you briefly that I was also in a domestic violence relationship with my youngest father, and reliving all of that stuff it's not as bad when you were in the moment, but it's still very uncomfortable, and it still makes you feel those feelings, and it triggers those emotions. So I think that could be another powerful reason why right now you will be traveling and, again, having that time alone where you can't, you know, call your parents or call your fiance. I mean, you can call them, but they're not right there, you know, around the corner. So it's giving you that space to really purge and heal all of that. So that even makes more sense on why the traveling is going to be coming into place. Again, I think the more that you write, you heal, you purge, and you let it go and get more settled into the job, things are going to get more clear for you. And you, in that process, you're really going to learn to retrust yourself because you're lacking that. You're getting the messages from your guides. You're getting that inner knowing, but then you're like, is this real? Is it not? Where is this coming from? Type of energy is what I'm picking up on. But the more that you let go of all of the things that kind of clouded your judgment, you're going to be free and open to that intuition that's coming in for you. Does that make sense?
Oh, it does. Yeah, thank you. Wow. Yeah, I'm embarking on a journey. That's for sure.
You are.
Another
and
one.
it's not going to, you know, it's going to be uncomfortable, and that's okay. That's what's going to be challenging you and giving you that opportunity to kind of step out of your own way, in a sense.
Well, I guess I won't be bored. That's a good thing.
Yeah. You won't be bored. That's for sure.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much, Megan, for coming on. This has been like a very thrilling, a little bit scary, but a huge breath of fresh air. And, you know, I feel better about this. I don't feel like I should be like, I don't know if I should go tomorrow. I feel like I'm going tomorrow.
Yeah.
Megan,
I am very glad.
I hope you, is that you, Sandy?
Yeah.
Was that you, Sandy? Did you say something?
Actually, I have one last question. I started talking to somebody, and I'm wondering how that will pan out because I feel like he has PTSD.
Yeah, he's not ready.
But he won't. Huh?
He's not ready right now. He still has some letting go of his own things.
Okay. Nope.
He's
you
still,
answered yeah.
Yeah, he's still very triggered and very closed off. He's not it. He's almost in a way kind of triggering old things to come out for you. but he's not ready to let go of his old things. And you need somebody who is where you are, letting go of all the, the old stuff from the past and just ready to embark on this new beginning. And he's struggling with that. So you will clear this, and you're going to meet somebody new. You're going to meet someone new, but they're going to be very familiar to you. It's not going to feel like, sometimes you meet someone and you just click. It's going to be one of those situations.
Is that somebody I know by chance?
Someone that you know?
Yeah.
Not someone that you know directly, but it could be like a friend of a friend. Like it's connected somehow, but not connected directly to somebody you know. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, because I had somebody in mind that is single and seems to have a lot of the same interests. And he seems to be a spiritual person. And I've hung out with him once, like a few years back. We're on a talking basis every now and then. And I was just wondering if maybe that person might be the person.
I don't know if it's him. He is good and balanced, but he seems a little bit, it could just be like a younger soul energy that he has. I feel like the person that she's really going to connect with is, it's like we have our age, like here, like I'm 33, but like my soul is very old. So this person could just match the same age but have a younger soul. It's going to be someone that soul is more aligned with her, and I hope that makes sense. As mature as somebody.
Is it somebody I know or somebody that
I don't think it's someone that you know, but it's somebody like a friend of a friend's cousin or a friend of a friend's coworker. Like it's connected but not too connected on how it's going to kind of come about. Like, oh yeah, my brother's cousin's coworker is single. Like it's going to be something like that. Something connected but not too close to home is what I'm feeling.
Wow.
Okay.
So you need to get out more, girl.
Yeah.
I can now. And with my new job and everything, I'm like trying to transition and just focus on.
But don't be too serious. Get out and have some fun. I think once you clear this old energy and this old relationship, you're going to want to try something new, something out of your comfort. It's good to be really focused, get back to school, but you want to have fun. You want to be laughing. You want to be enjoying your life. You don't just want to be, serious and studying. You still have to give that, your soul still needs to have fun and laugh. So don't take yourself too serious is what I'm feeling.
Okay.
Megan, I want to give you a compliment. It sounds like you I think that you've had a good psychic when you've run into the kind that you would love to spend next to 6 hours on an airplane with. I mean, seriously, you look like you'd be a lot of fun to talk to on a flight. Yeah. I mean, it seems like, seriously, 6 hours on an airplane next to Megan Kitredge would be a lot of fun. That seems like, I think that's the sign of a good psychic. Don't you all agree?
Yes.
But I can honestly say that she is, like, spot on with everything and like, the most accurate that I have talked to.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I really enjoyed talking to you guys.
Australia, but you'd be a fun person to talk to next when I'm flying off Australia. I mean, seriously, it's like,
Wow. I would hope that you would come on our show again because you are amazing.
I would love to.
Awesome.
I would love to. Just email me. I'm ready. I am available. Again, it was a pleasure talking to you guys, Kelly and Sandra. I'd love to be updated with both of you on your weddings, on your work, on everything. And I like.
And I also love the fact that you talked about this spousal abuse. That's an important topic as well. I'm really glad that we talked about that, and that you opened up yourself, Megan. I really liked that.
Yeah, because it's something that women we keep so sheltered, and it's like it's not something to feel ashamed about. It happens, and it's a. I don't want to say it's a part of life, but it's nothing that the women did wrong. And for me, it's been so healing talking. I do even, every now and again on my page, I talk about it because you never know. And when you're that woman in that situation and your self-esteem is so down, you're not open to hearing anybody or talking about it. But when you hear another woman go, hey, that happened to me and here's how I got out of it, it makes you feel that glimmer of hope. Like, wow, if she did it, I can do it too. So it's been very empowering for me to talk about it and share. And, you know, it's been a few years now, so it's not as uncomfortable. It doesn't trigger me. It makes me feel more like good and like I'm sharing positive, you know, about it.
Good. Yeah, for the most part it didn't until I stumbled on something like about a month ago, and then I was like, that just like opened up everything. I didn't know I had wounds there anymore, you know, and then it was like, okay, time to calm down, you know.
Yeah,
like, you know,
I know.
Yeah, it's weird, but I mean, when it happens, it definitely caught me off guard.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, I could talk about this, you know, till tomorrow, you know, and upside down, backwards, I'm fine, you know, and then all of a sudden, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's, something that I definitely want to help other people with.
Yeah, it's a process. It's a process, and I think you writing it will definitely, again, it's going to trigger you, and it's going to bring up those memories, but it's going to heal you. And again, the more you share about it, it's also going to help empower you and help you, you know, really clear all of that energy out of you, because it takes a toll on you. It takes a toll on your physical body, your mental, you know, your mental space, your confidence and belief in yourself, because that person, typically not only are they abusive in a physical way, but they're telling you how bad you are and how, you know, bad you're going to do without them, and they really put all of these seeds in your mind. So.
Oh, yeah, and I think I put on weight as a protection, thinking, well, if I'm overweight, then, you know, I have this layer here, you know, that people aren't going to be interested in. Yeah, right. You know, bad people are interested in all kinds of people.
Yeah. They're open. They're ready.
Right. Oh, you said contact you by email. What is your email?
Yes. So it is beautifulinsight2017@gmail. Or you can go on my Instagram, too, whatever is best for you.
Beautiful Insight, what was it?
2017@gmail.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, thank you.
You are very welcome. I definitely would love to stay in touch, just to hear about your progress and your journey. And then, of course, if you guys want to have me back on, I would love that as well.
We would love to have you back on.
Thank you. Yes, definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for helping out.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night.